What should change is their mentality to play it slow from that point forward.
And we are on the precipice right now. Match point for WE as we jump into champion select. 2-0. Jace and Kennen coming in against RNG once more, while Malzahar and Lulu will be the ban-outs against WE to start this one off.
Ooh, with the Elise ban, you might expect a Graves to come up, perhaps a Lee Sin. With both champions being available, you might not even see a jungle priority here for condi.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, Raz. I think that because they are 2-0 up, they could start to unlock condi, give him a bit more of that carry potential that he pretty much made his name and carved his reputation on for this unit. But so far, still a pretty stock standard from RNG bans on the other side, focusing out Ben and trying to pit Uzi and Ming in a winning position for bot.
That is a no ban coming out here for RNG. They might continue to push forward regardless. I would think perhaps a Karma would be priority. Yep, that is a Karma. Would have been smart from RNG to just outright ban it, but that's just gone to waste there.
And if you are banning a Lulu right then, you expect to follow up with a Karma ban, because obviously it's going to be a Karma. Me as the first pick now for WE. Now over to RNG and see what they bring in for their jungle, and it will be Lee Sin for Mlxg. So he's going back to his comfort. He's going to try and ride this early game. Yeah,
pretty much throwing the gauntlet. We know that Mlxg and condi are both big Lee Sin players, possibly the Lee Sin players right now in the LPL. And I felt like it was going to be a race for this champion either way. Glad to see that Mlxg, under the pressure, goes back to this champion. He doesn't step away. He doesn't shy. He's not going to play defensive. He's playing full forward.
Yeah, RNG, Mlxg specifically has to start pushing WE away from him, because these Elise bans that have been coming through constantly has made it very difficult for Mlxg to find real footing. So now that he's on Lee Sin, this might give him a start that he's needed.
Ming getting that Braum for himself as well on that rotation there from RNG. Meanwhile, WE, Rengar was on the field outside of those bans, so will be locked in here for condi. So just get himself another aggro jungler alongside the Ashe from Mystic.
Yeah, and already Rengar is flanked by two beautiful pieces to help keep him safe in the jungle. You have the pushing priority and flex potential that could be Xiye's Karma or it could be Ben's Karma. Either way, you have an established strong side of the map in bottom because Mystic gets his Ashe. So there's all of these tools to keep the waves forward and keep Rengar safe.
Oh, Twitch coming in on the first rotation as well for RNG before we get to these bans over to Uzi.
And she was talking about how Karma and Ashe worked so well with Rengar to get him ahead early. That's why I'm incredibly surprised that RNG is going with the Twitch and Braum. You might expect some heavy skirmishes with Mlxg going bot lane, because otherwise they will get poked down. Once level 6 happens, they will get smashed. You will have to see more aggression early on from RNG.
100% agree with you. Like, again, Braum is not there to empower the 2v2. He's there to empower the 3v3, and it gets exasperated that much more when it's a Rengar who shouldn't be there in the first place.
Shen coming out and Camille, so both of the picks from last game towards the top laners will not be here. Neither will the Kled. So now we sound like liars that Kled is going to be shown in the LPL. But we're seeing these bans once again from RNG, just making sure that neither of these top lanes get their hands on that pick.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big focus towards top lane and that mid lane, as you mentioned. You would expect that's why RNG is just, they're looking priority to hide those picks, because otherwise I don't see a reason why to just pick Twitch in the early phase. You would want to hold on to it just a little more to see what he's going up against, but now that he knows that he's going up against Ashe and Karma, doesn't know what's happening on the top side, and there's that dive threat from the Rengar. He said, give it to me, doesn't really matter for me. I want to hide it for LetME and XiaoHu.
I mean, there are so many different directions they can go. LeBlanc, Syndra, even they could go back towards the Galio route if they like that. Galio would work so well with Twitch if he was able to taunt everyone in a circle and just have Twitch rip through them with his ultimate.
RNG will pick up the Gragas here. Fizz was also the final ban from WE. I'll shortly go to LetME. Nautilus coming in for 957, so the classic 957 pick.
Yeah, strong frontline pressure. Might get pushed around just a little bit by the Gragas.
I don't think he'll play Vel'Koz.
He hovered Taric earlier, so I think Ben just likes playing with the Chinese crowd. In the end, it will be his Zyra.
Alright, so that is a Karma being flexed, and it does go towards the mid lane. So Ashe Zyra still has that level 6 potential to blow you up. Now Twitch gonna have some problems.
This means that Taliyah is that much higher priority for XiaoHu now. He doesn't necessarily want to go the route of the Syndra, the LeBlanc, because you're not going to be able to burst out the Karma or have the kill pressure that you want. And I feel like he just needs to match the waves clear now.
RNG, the final pick. What's it going to be for XiaoHu? It will be the Taliyah locked in. And it's all on there. It's all on this. And it's all on these picks for RNG. They need to make this composition work if they want to stay alive in the finals here in spring.
XiaoHu, a wonderful Taliyah player, which is why Frost really would want him on that pick as much as I do. I want to see how it works out here because that means that XiaoHu's going to have a lot of pressure towards mid lane. And he would need it because if they lose pressure mid up against WE, suddenly this massive pressure coming in from Mystic and Ben is going to turn into a tower, it's going to turn into some kills. You're going to be seeing WE prime focus on looking to dive it, especially with the Rengar.
WE, it's another day in the office, honestly, and the fact that now Condi gets his hands on an aggro jungler. Because last time he had triple bans towards him, but still, smiles on the face of the coaches, they are ready to go. Hopefully giving some words of wisdom to their players.
And for possibly the last time, they're handshaking there in the middle. So back to the wall, RNG, yeah, Condi got an aggressive jungler on that Rengar, like you're saying, Pulse, but Mlxg found his Lee Sin, so he needs to dig deep and remember why he made it to MSI last time around.
And you have to hope that this guy right here in front of your face, he is smiling, needs to be confident because his Lee Sin picks have been stellar. He's been able to set fights off incredibly for this team. So if he's on that pick, expect some fights, expect some fierce action from him.
But wouldn't it be crazy if WE come out here, sweep RNG 3-0, and we've been here for just over 2 hours. Everything led up to this point here in Nanjing, China. All of these fans in this arena looking towards that guy you just saw on your screen, Uzi, and seeing if he can pull out this win for his team.
The fact that, like you said, in a possible 2 hours we could be done and out of here, this is a possible 5-year run for Uzi's career. To this moment, never had an LPL title, and to lose it in an 0-3 to Team WE, you can already see the once jovial, smiley Uzi, all serious now.
Heart-wrenching. See if he can push deep, dig deep, along with his team. That experience from Uzi, the experience from Mlxg, and the energy from the crowd. He has it, and he has it on lockdown. Let's see if they can turn it into anything. Game 3, WE and RNG.
You feel that spirit. That is 100% spirit. The capacity crowd. Both cheering for WE and RNG, but RNG have a definite loud backing. They would want their team to be able to claw back into this set.
I feel like they just put us in front of the Uzi fan club. All I'm hearing is just Uzi being shouted down at me.
They say Uzi and they say fight. Those are only two things these fans are saying in front of us. But I like both of those two things, so I'm happy with that. And Uzi, he's on Twitch this game, and it has a 28% win rate so far. To be fair, most of that's in. So we'll see what Uzi can do with the pick.
I was going to say compliments of LGD, but this is a bit of a cute trap. So trying to abuse the early level 1 power of Braum. Here they go.
Oh, moving around the corner. We're going to be spotted out, of course, and Ming also turns around, so not going to happen. Mlxg jumps onto Xiye, has to flash the wall. Uzi last little wall to attack, being a bit cheeky. But that will send Xiye back to base now.
And already a completely different type of RNG coming out in this game. They immediately exit the gate and sprint towards the first turn, trying to mix it up in the jungle.
And indeed they did. That was the Raptor going over to Mlxg. Still level 2, gained by Condi, so he's not going to be too dead in the water at this point in time. So they would have liked to do more damage, but still, it was a team effort.
Xiye decided to stick around, has flashed down because of that entire affair, so XiaoHu's going to be feeling really nice about this, really confident that he's able to take this amount of control just based off that level 1 alone.
The thing about Taliyah, however, and why the flash could maybe not go as unpunished on Karma, is that Taliyah wants to be pushed forward. She needs to get those resets because she wants to be able to reset her worked ground to continue to abuse that Q. Means that Karma's going to be pretty much sitting underneath her tower and in no real danger from that flash.
Mlxg, he's only taking the big Raptor, and he's taking Red Buff, and he's looking towards the mid lane, but It's level 2, and he's pushed. So he's just going to use that as a clear passage towards his bottom side. While condi will take away this grab as well.
And Frost mentioned it, the fact that Taliyah should be able to constantly push Xiye under tower, especially because of the level 1, but also just because the matchup that was chosen for him. That really does help out Uzi and Ming. A lot of pressure now on Mlxg's court that he can do whatever he wants this bottom side of the map. Skirmishes can go in their favor, especially since XiaoHu will be able to get the movement speed with her passive, riding along that wall to be able to impact that bottom lane matchup. So Mystic and Ben will have to watch out a little bit, be able to get the wards across so they don't get completely surprised.
And it's just the difference of wanting to play that very slow-paced early game that Team WE want. Conserve the flash that they're missing on their mid laner. Sit back, try to abuse this Twitch Braum bottom lane.
And here's the fun part about this, we didn't mention it. Going up against Ashe and Zyra, the level 6, just any bit of CC would demolish Uzi. And that's the primary focus that WE will be looking towards. So instead of the heal, he goes towards the cleanse. So that's double cleanse for RNG. Any pick potential coming out of WE would not work out.
Whoa, that was ambitious, but they're going to try and make it work. Xiye, whoa, to attack, unreal! XiaoHu and Mlxg make the gank work.
And I said Xiye wouldn't be punished for not having his flash, and Mlxg makes me eat my words there. A phenomenal outplay from XiaoHu. Finds the knock up there and forces the karma, scoops her out from safety.
Advantage after advantage. XiaoHu now has a leg to stand on here. He's going to be able to push this in, and so now what this means, RNG once again take early game lead. WE are now back on that back foot. So if RNG can be able to push this forward, their next plan of action is to utilize Taliyah once she hits 6. She has 5 right now to go bottom lane. This pressure that Mystic and Ben are looking for, it's working out for them now. But that's a long way back to that tower.
There's not much analysis here, which is why we're going to get that sick angle, because that's all just about hashtag styling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was like, what are you doing? Why? How would you think this gank is ever going to work from that angle? And the XiaoHu lands the flick of the century. So it was like, okay, that's why.
That worked.
Complete faith in the mid laner there from Mlxg, making it work. First blood to RNG, but in reality, that has not turned into a gold advantage because condi is farming way more than Mlxg. Bot lane, 2-wave advantage to Mystic.
Round 2. Where's the flick?
Oh my!
There's the flick. I found it. And Xiye, there's nothing he can do other than walk in circles. Another kill to Mlxg.
Yeah, Condi's racking up CS, but the man here, Mlxg and XiaoHu, racking up kills. 1-0-1 on both of them. They are just feasting on Xiye.
And this is the RNG that I wanted to see in the final. I don't want to see the RNG, the Starborn Royal Club, around the bottom lane. It's around XiaoHu and it's around Mlxg. Get these two going. Uzi's going to be great no matter what part of the game it's about. You don't need to build it around him.
Yeah, and just take a look at this one. Flash, flick, confidence coming out of XiaoHu. Yep. And they're able to make it, just clean it up from there. Easy after that flick.
Easy pickings. And you can see Xiye just stood there and was like, well, I'm screwed. So there's nothing I can do except accept my fate.
And it's now 2 positions that have the heads up. It's Mlxg in the jungle as well as XiaoHu in the mid lane. So the gold is being spread around. The only positive point for Team WE is still this bottom lane right now.
Which is going well, to be fair. 54 farm on the side of Mystic is ahead of Uzi, of course. Still a late game hyper carry on that Twitch. So if you just get rolling, if you just get into that same position that Mystic was in last game when he was on that Cogmore, then he can be a real threat. But for now, it's just farm city for Uzi, who has to back on a lonely 46 farm.
Thing is, though, is that Mystic and Ben's window to play aggressive has closed because XiaoHu is now level 7, has the ultimate, and he has control over the creep wave. So he's going to constantly be cheating down into that bottom side river, and anytime he does, Mystic and Ben have to back up.
Yeah, one big point, he's able to upgrade us into Sork Boots first, extra bit of mobility. Red buff's up, blue buff's going to be up soon enough, so XiaoHu's mana problem is going to be solved very soon. But now focus point here, entirety of WE.
Mlxg doesn't like this fact that his red buff being contested. Death charge lands, hook. Nice dodge from Mlxg, but condi claims the red buff as his own. XiaoHu makes his way back towards his mid lane, and overall, successful invade, but the door is closing. It's now two members of WE making their way towards the top side, and of course the flash from 957.
And also check out where Uzi and Ming are. They walked all the way towards that red buff fight, which means that Mystic gets all of this free time on the bottom tower.
Yeah, they tried to pull up that Matumbo finger wag to be able to get a fight here for RNG. Problem was, as you mentioned, doesn't work out. So that entire journey in this bottom lane, this is going to get heavily punished. WE, Mystic and Ben playing this long con game.
Yeah, you thought Uzi was behind in CS before. It has now just been that much worse. 72 to 59.
Yeah.
This draws RNG back because I talked about it before. They need to look towards making the play bot side. Now with XiaoHu utilizing his ulti on a play that just happened a little bit. You know, they could have passed away that red buff, but they saw their chance. Now they kind of have to sit at the mercy of WE's push bottom lane.
Gonna try. 9 minutes into this game, 2 kills to RNG. Slight gold advantage. Mlxg on this Lee Sin pick, a priority pick for the side of RNG is starting to pay dividends, but needs to do it a little bit more because he needs to get Uzi online, he needs to start winning these team fights, knock over these objectives. It would be disastrous for Mystic to take this first blood tower.
Just why you see Mlxg sitting in the wings, just waiting for Ming to set him up.
He just got droned.
And here's the thing here. Mlxg wants to sit here. He's tied to this tower because of how low it is. The WE at any point could just take it down for free. He's making it... He's trying to make it hard for them. Problem now is Hawkshot going off from Mystic. Everybody in the on the map knows where Mlxg is. So we might turn into a pressure point. XiaoHu wants this.
We also have both top laners disappearing, so teleports are available. This might be a 5v5.
Trying to make the play happen, XiaoHu. Doesn't have the Weaver's Wall just yet, so that play will fizzle out. It was based and banked on Mlxg's Sonic Wave landing.
Yeah, they didn't have a clear ability to force that fight, especially with Mystic and Ben having Flash available for themselves. And Zyra, great at disengaging. It just seemed a little bit too difficult. WE was prepared.
XiaoHu back into his mid lane, still clearing it out. And the fact, luckily, that Mlxg is tied to this bottom side is not too bad for WE, or for RNG rather, because in top side, we've got a Nautilus versus a Gragas. Mid lane, Karma versus Taliyah. You know, they're not going to force the issue. Try and get those 1v1 kills. However, does unlock condi, allow him to go wherever he wants, and still, Mlxg is around this bottom side. Just has to tie himself to this tower.
Yeah, that does make it a little easier for WE to just play this patiently. Xiye is just going to get this mid lane shoved out constantly. So even though XiaoHu wants to be freed up for a play in the bottom side of the map, he is not given that freedom. Mlxg has a plan here.
Stealthed up Uzi. He's going to follow after. Q doesn't land once more from Mlxg. And Ming dies for that play. 957 jumping in onto Uzi, but he backs off to the tower. Kick back. Mlxg jumps up to Xiye. Not going to happen. Does not find any purchase whatsoever. And it will just be that one kill to WE.
They couldn't do anything. Here comes the wall.
They're going to lock them out of their home. And it's only going to stay for so long, but it allows them to crowd that minion wave.
Yeah, just trying to stall out the inevitable. That said, does absorb a lot of time. It looks like Team WE want to be patient and said, you know, as I said, they're like, nah, never mind that.
Yeah, we're going to go back to base and pick up some items. It makes sense. So RNG still sticking around the bottom side. They're not expecting WE to go back. Finally, Uzi will hit the recall button.
I'm right there with you, RNG. I was like, if you throw everything in the kitchen sink, you might as well just wait for the next creep wave. So we take another look at that team fight.
Yeah, this is what was really interesting. Mlxg goes straight forward, even though XiaoHu wasn't in position. He's going to be there sooner or later. But Ming goes out way too far and gets bursted across. So W just back away. And so suddenly, yeah, WE's in this incredibly safe position.
Made sure that they covered their flanks very well. Unfortunately for RNG, it was only 957 that got knocked down into the tower aggro and quickly repositioned himself on the Nautilus.
It's a very tricky play for RNG to make. Had they played it a little slower, perhaps it could have worked. But Ming, he is their primary force of engage in that scenario, along with Mlxg. He tried to make it work for himself, but obviously just got bursted, doesn't have the items for himself, only a Sightstone.
We're now RNG move their bottom lane to the top side. We'll push in this minion wave. Ming and Uzi just hammering this one down. And LetME defend that tower, will you? Yeah. If this tower dies, it's your fault. Got it?
But this could actually be a great play for RNG if they execute it correctly. They've got Mlxg shadowing underneath them. They're going to try to trade tower for tower. The thing is if Team WE decide to push through here, that's when things go sideways for RNG. So they need to trade tower and then just slow down WE from doing anything further in this bottom lane.
And thankfully here for RNG, LetME has his cast available, his ulti to be able to blow that CS away, but he's the target.
But they might try and kill him instead. Strong Bonds comes up, but Mystic takes a big tower shot, and Ben was not tanking on that one.
Very close there, but check out where Xiye was. He was actually the big play and trying to make that happen because he made sure that XiaoHu could rotate bottom.
Yeah, and in the end, it will just be that 1-for-1 tower trade, so pretty good going for RNG in that early game because they were losing drastically on that play in the bottom side. And WE will get a consolation prize of losing that little bit of tempo there and turn it into a Cloud Dragon.
Yeah, WE could have definitely gotten a lot more out of that. Tower aggro, the tower aggro gods shined on them at that point, but they're still going to be able to roll the dice towards the dragon.
It's going to be Day of the Cloud.
That is a bad roll.
Yep.
Keep rolling ones here.
That's like Snake Eyes.
Literally critical fails one after another. But we'll see about it. I'm pretty sure we packed all the dragons for this tournament, right? Like I remember in playoffs we had Cloud and Cloud and Cloud, maybe a couple Oceans spotted in there.
We made countless remarks that, you know, hopefully for the final it'll just be nothing but Infernals and Mountains.
We lost them. Must have fallen out of the truck. Well, maybe we've got them coming later. Maybe it's going to be a 5-game set. This is the start of the comeback from RNG, and they're saving it for the big hype final game.
What's excellent is that you're the British guy who makes the Fantastic Beasts reference.
Of course, naturally.
I like your style, Pulse.
Thank you. WE. I like the style of WE, the fact that they are sweeping RNG in this set. That being said, in this game, they are equal in terms of gold, equal in terms of towers, and have that Cloud Dragon. But they have definitely stymied the tempo from RNG, which they built up. So, at the very least, this is good, usually you would say, for WE, but RNG have a secret weapon, and that's Uzi on Twitch. Yeah,
problem is he is isolated just a little bit on the top side of the map where WE are just closing in. So you'd want him just to play a little passively and play a little back.
I don't even think Uzi is really the secret weapon at this point. XiaoHu is still incredibly powerful. This is, you know, early mid-game Taliyah has the completed Leandries, and if she hits you in a choke point, you're gonna explode.
Oh, here comes the flying Uzi caught out. He flashed over the wall, but now he's in the pit by himself. He's a rat in a Herald pit, and there is nowhere to go. He's going to drop it right here. Meanwhile, 957 makes his way out. He just needed to survive more than anything. And another kill to WE.
He was just trapped away from the rest of his team. Top side, while the rest of his team was trying to force bot. Couldn't really make it over there, so he gets in a bit of a troubling point.
That said, phenomenal teleport from 957 and a great stranglehold that actually followed up. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to more kills, but it did lead to the inside track for Team WE here.
LetME getting locked up, arrow to follow as well. Ming jumps in there, shields his companion. But Summoner's burn on the side of RNG, and WE are just playing so unbelievably composed in this game. Teleport coming in, barrel lands, flash from Ben. Huge heads-up clarity coming in from these players. XiaoHu locked up as well. Like every skill shot is landing. Every player knows exactly what they need to do. Their exact assignments.
And Ben is just showcasing why in those interviews that Uzi said he was afraid of him. Again, this guy came in week 2. There was really nothing that anyone had any idea what he could do, and he has more than surpassed Zero's performance on this team.
Yeah, he was bouncing around teams, IG specifically when he was tagged with Marge, and then was just out there. His drive was inspirational because he plays solo queue so often. The team really did run around him, of course. The amount of drive he had and the skill that he was able to showcase, they kept him.
WE just going back, doing all the house cleaning, going through the motions, clearing out all of these minion waves, catching up in farm as well across the board. And at the very least, LetME is a considerable margin ahead, so there is that going for RNG. They have that front line.
And they're perfectly fine to continue to do this. We're still looking at, you know, second item breakpoints. You can look at Mystic right now. Yeah, he's got the Blade of the Rune King, but he wants that Hurricane. He's got the Ninja Tabby to try to absorb some of the damage that this Lee Sin and Twitch will throw at him. But at this point, it's just continuously reset the map, look for that itemization, and then once you have it, just hit the arrow.
Yeah, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow keeps coming up. But with that being said, with the control ward being placed there, and with LetME having TP advantage in this case, it could be an opening RNG is looking for with a plan that WE have in going towards this top lane outer turret.
Could be the play that they are looking for. Uzi still holding down the fort right now in that top lane. Missing condi heading into this brush, but there's going to be a ward there, so Uzi had that early alarm system ready for him.
And it just means that Team WE, you know, as Raz was saying, they don't have the teleport. They're at a disadvantage here. They just want to play it safe, wait until these big cooldowns are up, and then see what they get. If they can blast the Twitch, though, before the teleport even becomes a thing, that's the other option.
Then again, they have to get past his bodyguard Ming, and that's pretty difficult.
And WE throughout the split have been phenomenal at closing out TP opportunities from the opposing team. So being able to take these bushes means that they don't have to worry too much about the TP advantage LetME has if they push out a little bit too much for it.
The RNG, they know something's up, but they swept it, and in one of those brushes there was a ward. So I assume we're okay. Oh no, Mystic happened to be there, but condi still unrevealed. Ben waiting in the brush.
Timer is closing for Uzi's flash. He does have cleanse.
Okay, Ben's going to reveal himself. Condi's still in the brush. And she's like, whatever, I'm just going to take crap. Where you guys just fool around upstairs in this top lane. And they all make it, they all back away. Okay, whatever.
This is the most intense staring contest
really
I've ever watched.
They're like, stop, start, stop, start. Okay, I guess we give up.
Have you ever played red light, green light?
It was literally what that was. And in the end, just a heads-up play from Uzi and Ming. Just the fact that they knew something was up. Even though they swept it and only saw a ward, they knew that there's no one on the board. 3 members are gone from vision, so really well played to RNG, keeping it tight.
Yeah, the fact that they're being this focused at this point in the game, this point in the series when they're this far behind, yeah, really impressive.
Those items are starting to be picked up as well from RNG, so they are hitting those power points. You've got the Blade of the Ring King on the Twitch, you've got the Andrew's Torment in the mid lane.
Which means that now we can go back to playing aggressive and actually setting up plays that we'll execute on. The teleports are both back up, so 957 has his. WE no longer at that cross-map disadvantage. I feel like they're going to be much more liberal now to kind of get involved with some of these skirmishes.
Going to be the second Cloud Dragon this time to RNG. Let's spread the wealth, if you can call it that. All right, third Dragon.
What's it going to be?
I'm excited. I'm going to find out in a second, but RNG will rotation.
There we go. Cloudy skies.
It's a cloudy day, man.
What this does mean is just priority is going to be consistently towards these towers. RNG, they can't really poke their heads out of their tower points. They're just going to be farming it up until a point where Uzi is going to be a lot more comfortable with himself. But WE, they're at a power point where they can actually continue to look towards these Enchanted Crystal Arrows.
There is a play being set up, though.
XiaoHu looking for the flick, has to flash that one. Man, XiaoHu is pinpoint accurate on the seismic shoves. He's going to be forcing summoners all day, but Xiye, classic split push karma, going to be taking this one away.
And here comes 957 for a deep flank here. RNG need to disengage.
Uzi being hit up by these plants. Mlxg going to find Ben, kick him into the team. And we need someone else to hit him, though. Uzi comes in there, lands the arrow. That's a 1-for-0 trade so far for RNG. And it's not a good trade deal for WE.
So they saw 957 approaching from the bottom side. Oh!
Flash, but this time the flick does not land. 957 being chased down, and Mlxg, oh, the damage from XiaoHu finds his kill. Another one over to him in the mid lane.
And it just keeps happening. They found Ben looking for a flank, took him down, and now they're just keep pushing forward. RNG, new lease on life, they ain't stopping.
They finally found the crack to break down one of these walls. But that said, we've seen RNG in this position multiple times throughout this series. They need to continue to snowball off of this.
It's only the outer wall, though. There's still a long way to go for RNG's attack on WE.
And this is what's so frustrating about WE. They're just such an endurance-heavy team. They grind you down, but this is a massive misplay from Ben.
Yeah, he was looking for it. He was looking for a play here, but he got caught out, and it made it very difficult. And RNG were like, all right, we're just going to keep going. We know that flash is down on Mystic. Let's go for him.
And credit to RNG's side vision. The fact that they had those flanking wards meant that they got the information that 957 was approaching from the bottom, told them to cheat towards the top side of the map, and cherry on top, they find a Zyra.
Yeah, 2 kills and that mid tower. RNG being pretty happy with that haul. Now 700 gold advantage, they are starting to open up just a little. There are still farm advantages in mid and bottom, so it is evening up very, very slightly.
It's going to be a little bit difficult now for RNG to solidify this lead now that these dragons aren't really in their favor. The Cloud Dragons coming across, they would have to pull WE forward into these team fights just based off of the Baron pressure. So they are clearing this out.
There indeed. You can actually see those gold totals. LetME does have a significant farm advantage over 957. But in the rest of the roles, very, very even. And specifically, my eyes are drawn to Uzi and how he is pretty much dead on Mystic's farm in terms of gold at this point in time. So he's ramping up. That's exactly what RNG need.
But it's very different styles and how they play around these AD carries. Yeah, both of them can do massive AoE damage. Yes, it's Twitch versus AShe, but late game, you're still going to be a massive threat on both of them. The thing is AShe is offering you that pick potential through the hard CC, whereas with the Twitch and Taliyah comp, RNG are so potent and powerful around choke points, like the Baron. If this game comes to a 35-40 minute Baron fight, Twitch and Taliyah can absolutely destroy you.
Yeah, and vision is always in the Twitch's favor here, where you don't know where he's going to be in these team fights. You can play it tricky with his ulti, get around, maybe assassinate either Ben or Mystic. It's going to be interesting to see what Uzi can do as the game goes on.
Whereas Team WE want to fight in the lanes. They want to fight in the open space. They want to run you down, assassinate you with the Rengar, chase you down with the Karma, or find that long-range pick with the Ashe arrow.
Condi just farming out the rest of his jungle. Very dramatic entrance onto that Grump, but still has picked up the Black Beaver for himself. And as we said at the start, Condi getting his hands on more of a carry jungle this time around. WE are by no means down and out of this game. Just a tad bit behind, but that just allows RNG this control over the map, placing down this vision, setting up for these monster objectives, looking towards towers, but it's definitely a slower paced game for a plethora of reasons, plus including the fact that this is match point for WE, so RNG have to be playing cautiously, but at the same time balance that with aggression, trying to find those picks, trying to find those fights.
And you can see that guy on your screen right now, Uzi, bottom right corner, very vocal, feeding information into his team. He took a huge gamble looking for that Twitch pick into the draft. Yeah, that's hard to watch.
It really was.
Banner of command.
This allows the crowd this entire game. A battle to the death of the cannon minion.
Yeah. What it does do, now that LetME does have constant pressure with that, and in just the pure matchup alone, allows him to roam with the team a lot more often. Allows him to walk into Fog of War and just have that much more, I guess, pressure on the map.
Means that we can start playing the vision dance around the Baron. Vision denial is going to be more important for Team WE's comp because they do have the pick potential like the Zyra snare, the Ashe arrow, the Rengar.
And in 5 seconds, there is a Cloud Dragon. So the teams will move towards the area. However, if one person pushes back a little bit too much, then the other team will just probably back away. It's not super important. Had it been a third Cloud Dragon for a single team, then you can start to expect people would want it. But this could be a pick opportunity for WE. They'll actually try and find leverage on this one. Uzi skirting around the outsides of the fight. Here comes the wall. WE are still together, knocks both Mystic and 957 into the meat grinder. Ben will go down. Uzi falls as well though, but it's a 1-for-2 trade. RNG find the start of this fight, but WE are turning it. They'll actually lose another, a 3-for-2. And 957, he's not going to die in a hurry. Turning around, hitting everyone with these staggering blows. Xiye still alive, but low on mana, low on resources. LetME is still coming forwards, and he's very healthy, very strong. Oh, blocks the anchor toss, and XiaoHu will come in with the kill. 4-for-2, RNG take it home.
And a massive play from this guy on your screen, LetME. He constantly has the Gragas denied away from him, and that's exactly why. Not only was it a phenomenal flank, but an incredible team fight that followed it up.
Yeah, Mlxg knew what was going on and was able to get that ward hop kick as well. So really well played from RNG to push it forward. It was an even team fight. You can see it right here.
And this is the thing. It starts out with the teleport being cancelled, and LetME just walks up, forces Mystic to burn Flash, and then gets him with the belly bop anyway. And it doesn't stop there. He then just massive CC machine. It's like belly bop after belly bop. He hits 2 people right there. When Nautilus tries to make the great escape at the very back end of this fight, he actually interrupts his dredge line with it.
Yeah. Incredibly well played with that massive hitbox. The end of that replay was very, very slow, so I'm glad we skipped that one. It was just everyone just beating on each other, everyone was out of mana. But in the end, RNG came home with 4 more kills to their side, and that's great for them.
But this is the thing about LetME. He has a small champion pool, but on those few champions, the Kleds, the Gragases, he is a completely different player.
Yeah, 100%, and you can see the trophy has been brought on stage. The cup that everyone is fighting over. WE and RNG coming in here. And we are on set point. There's a possibility for WE to take it home after this one, but not if Uzi has anything to say about it.
And that's the thing, RNG want to be able to tell these guys that the trophy's out too early.
Oh, Ming comes in here, finds Ban, big barrel, knocks Mystic against the wall, pins him there. He has to watch as his support dies. Ming also getting jumped on, Mlxg rather, 957 jumps in, pops the ultimate, finds Mlxg right in front of his face. Condi trading off against XiaoHu right now, finds the kill. Will not be able to win that one. A 1-for-1 trade, but the dredge line onto LetME. WE are not going to let these members of RNG escape. They will take him out. 2 kills for 1 WE.
Really well played from WE to just push it forward. The poke coming out of Xiye made it so Mlxg was too far low, and Condi was able to hop in.
And check out the item differences between the AD carries. Uzi is not doing the damage needed on this Twitch. He cannot penetrate the front line. When that Nautilus gets in front of him, he just has to completely spend all of his time running away, whereas Mystic is able to walk them down.
And WE have turned their attention onto this Baron here, guys. And this is going to come down to Mlxg finding a steal more than anything else.
He's against the son of Baron, so it needs to be perfect.
Oh my God!
Knocks in Ming into the pit. He'll jump right back out. But Xiye, he's playing bodyguard. Baron's down to half. Mlxg just took a massive amount of damage from that Thunderlord's proc.
They're burning it down. There's no vision.
Ward over the wall. Temporary vision. In comes the Rock Surfer. Mlxg jumps in, but finds the kill onto Ben, turning it around. RNG moves on to Mystic. He's so low, but LetME just needs that auto attack to land, and he's stopping him from doing any damage. 957 falls. 4-4-0. RNG stop the Baron and take it themselves.
Yeah, they're going straight for it. RNG able to pull it back.
And hope is still alive for this squad. A huge outplay after a massive misstep, knocking Ming into that pit. But they will find the reward. RNG are still in the series.
Unreal. RNG with the 4 kills and the Baron turn it back around and now lead with a 5,000 gold advantage.
Oh, it all starts with WE. That was incredible positioning. But you can hear the crowd. They are going off.
And it's all for Uzi right now. In this game, dragging his team over the finish line. Set point, 2 games down. Uzi turns it online with the Twitch pick and is looking to carry his team to that cup.
And this is why the Baron is so important, because it offers Uzi to get to that late game. But here's the replay.
Oh, Mlxg was able to execute Ben, made it so easy. LetME able to just allow the Twitch to do that much damage because he just bursted them across. Yeah, really well played from RNG to just wrestle control away from WE.
And on multiple fronts, it was LetME, it was XiaoHu, it was Mlxg, all of these star pieces aligning in the perfect formation. This is why RNG have the potential to win the series. This is why they're here in the first place. They are such a
even that's a little bit risky.
And look at the positioning from LetME, just so confident to be that far forward. Like you said, those flanks, so potent. The ability to scoop them out from underneath that tower.
Teleport back to base, well earned. All that gold going to turn into items now, and a lot of control wards. Everyone just padded out their inventories from the side of RNG. And they're looking to fight once more. Ocean Dragon coming up next.
And here's the thing as well, looking at the items, double Randuin's Omen coming out of Lee Sin and Gragas, and double Xiye as well. You want to see that because they are the force that's going to be pushing it forward, getting right on top of Mystic, making it hard for him to deal damage and allow Uzi to just go off.
Exactly. They don't need to do any of the damage. They've got a Twitch standing behind them. They just need to be a meat shield at that point. And then you have the zone control on top of that between the Braum as well as the Taliyah. It is so important to flank and to find this Twitch.
Finding him is a task in itself. Uzi's positioning has been exceptional as RNG move towards this bottom tower, this bottom inner. We'll take this one away. And it will be their 6th tower of the game, something that WE could not achieve in 25 minutes. Here comes the wall, blocking off WE. RNG need this tower. Mlxg goes flying into the base of WE. Doesn't quite find the kill onto Xiye, but drives him back and drives back WE so that they can take this inhibitor.
Yeah, that's enough pressure. They're able to get the inhibit back away.
Arrow onto Ming, but the turnaround now looking for it from WE. This could go horrifically.
Condi
from the backside, tried to assassinate Uzi, but just doesn't have the damage. Uzi is still alive and looks to turn it on towards 957. That front line is starting to crumble for WE, but so is Ming, so is LetME. Mystic just forwards and does not get that play he was looking for. 957 does not hit the dredge line, and RNG get 2 kills, but XiaoHu follows after onto the rest of those members.
They've done it though, they're still pushing forward.
XiaoHu will
up.
finally drop. Xiye came in there with a good final kill. What could have potentially been the game drives RNG back.
But RNG, they made the right plays. They pushed it forward, and that was a right fight to make. Condi going in for that grand flank didn't work out for him. And so now RNG have full control. They're going to back away. You would expect for them to take the series here,
and
or at least the game.
Go back to the teleport from 957. He chooses to use it on the tower instead of trying to look for a flank ward. We talked about how important the flanks are. He needs to be the guy that executes on that.
Here's the thing, and I agree with you. Unfortunately, in this one clear play, they didn't have a ward he can go back towards. It was far too back. And so you get a fight like this happening.
Condi tries to go in, find the assassination, flash cleanse, reset, and now Uzi is just going to town. It looks like Mystic might be able to salvage the fight, but now he's going to get scooped out and blasted into RNG. A phenomenal target selection from XiaoHu now turns the fight back in RNG's favor.
That being said, still WE hold on to this game and the chance of a clean sweep. But RNG just took so much from that play. You can still see comparable damage coming out of Uzi and Mystic regardless of the champions they're on. It really does speak to the caliber of marksman we see in this game.
Yeah, now you see the items. Uzi is going to be right and comfortable. He's got his IE. He has the Renan's Hurricane. The crit is there, and the attack speed along with the Lore's Dominic's Guard. He's going to be dealing a lot of damage.
WE are trying to mount their defense, but here comes the wall. 957 is going to stand on one side of this.
My God, that's a massive wave.
It is a big wave, but it's slowly being cleared out by Xiye, and it maybe a slightly mistimed Weaver's Wall. WE did not find that dredge line. Condi wants to go around the side, but they know that he's stealthed up looking for the jump on Uzi.
Yeah, and RNG can just stake here. They don't really have to move whatsoever because the super minions in the bottom side of the map that's going to be barreling down here. So, they can just play this patiently.
RNG stepping one toward this promoted minion. And again, more wave clear from Xiye. And Mystic coming in with those auto attacks, preventing this push from RNG. But the damage is done. Bottom side, the super minions flooding in. But it was mistimed with the push and top side. RNG are finding it difficult to push deeper into this base.
But they just need to be patient, as Raz was saying. They could also fall back towards the Baron spawning in 15 seconds. They can try to siege this tower, just make some chip damage, see if Team WE overreach or make a mistake.
And remember this, GA is down from both Nautilus and Condi. So with LetME having that GA, they can actually just go in and look for a dive to push them back. That opportunity is there. They just don't want to look for it. So they're going to go for this Baron.
There's teleport opportunity for Xiye if he wants it, just on that ward that was highlighted. Baron's down to 4k. Condi around the side. LetME dragged in, 957, keeping him in place for his back line. LetME is holding strong. Mlxg doing the same, 957. Big knockups across the board, but again, WE cannot get in, cannot land the damage. However, they did come out that not worse for wear. Yeah,
they're pinging down their actual Nexus towers. They're just getting smacked around.
Someone needs to go back and deal with that, and RNG will start to turn up the pressure once more. Push out these minions, push out the vision, return to the Baron.
Just playing the smother game right now against Team WE, dragging them across the map. That's going to fall.
And what can 957 do? He has the TP. He has to be the one. Xiye used it in the last engagement, but he cannot clear out these super minions. RNG are in a win-win situation. Can Condi upset that?
Yes, Son of Baron, that's his name. He needs to make it happen right now. No other time.
He used to channel it.
Teleport cancelled.
RNG, this is their time if they want this engage. Mlxg is vying for it.
That is 100% the go button, and we thought the staring contest earlier was intense.
Tension rising high in the arena. RNG could not get engaged, but they do turn back towards the Baron yet again.
But the nerves and the pressure, RNG know that this is their last chance, so they need to do it right. They don't want to give away the series here.
Condi has bought some time with that ultimate being popped. The inhibitor has respawned. RNG, that timer has now evaporated, and he will move back towards the top lane, try and get the inside track on this one, but there's a minion wave there. Promoted cannon, and RNG are scrambling.
Yeah, the next wave is hitting now in the bottom lane. What can they do with it? RNG is going straight back, actually.
To dance. In the end, Nuzi stepping forward, very risky considering he was facing down the Nautilus.
WE have been playing this well to be able to stop RNG from getting towards this Baron and force it to at least be a 50-50.
And they have the option to do that because the inhib is now back up bottom. They're safe to leave their base, and this is going to come down to a single 5v5. Now again, RNG's composition, incredibly potent around these choke points. The Taliyah, the line damage from Twitch, they'll evaporate enemies.
Ultimate popped by Condi, Thrill of the Hunt coming in, revealing RNG. Solid wave doesn't land. 957 just hitting away at that front line. Baron just watching all of this unfold. The dance continues. Big mini wave in bottom side. Someone from WE needs to try and respond to this one. It will be Xiye to do that. RNG may find this opportunity to go into the Baron now.
Oh, WE cannot allow for that inhib to be taken once again.
Baron dropping pretty quickly down to 8k. LetME bodyguarding this one up. Zoning away 957, he blasted out of that disruption. Condi being chased down, Mystic as well. Should be out of this one. Weave as well, places him on the right side. Condi has to flash. Uzi following down. Slow did not tag him. RNG still looking for this engagement. Second comes to Condi. Does he have anything more though? The rest of the team is ready.
Oh my God!
He popped Uzi! He did not want to kick that Rengar into his team. And now LetME has to try and get out alive. One kill to WE, but the most important, and that will be finding a second onto Ming. WE, a miracle pick.
It all turned on a head out of nowhere, but at the very least, RNG still have these outer towers to hold this firm.
Mlxg is still alive, which means that they can't immediately turn to the Baron. But what a play from Condi. He didn't come just to win, or he came to win, not just to participate.
Oh, and just to see it, blew him away. Xiye, yeah, has a lot of AP.
Yes, he does, Raz. They came to play, and WE found that pick. A lot of AP. This is my analysis, and I've got to be honest, like 42 minutes into set point here, in the middle of China, these two teams going at it, that is the analysis I expect, because we are going to have constant fights back to back, and that's what we've been seeing. The fact that WE were able to find that when it looked like Condi had been caught, honestly exceptional.
I mean, yeah, yeah, it really is.
Look at me, I'm the analyst now, Raz. Take over the play-by-play. You're steering the ship.
We're going off the rails. This is going straight to the... No, Uzi just got blasted. I did not expect Condi to leapfrog and Goomba stomp that guy.
Here's a combination of Xiye's burst. So right now, you can see it. Uzi needs his front line to push it forward because he can't afford to be that far out. Because you could see him just being able to demolish him, and that's a lot of damage off of RNG if he's gone.
But this is now shoe on the other foot. Team WE have been grappling for control of this area for the last 40 minutes, and finally it's now them leading the charge, moving in, securing Scuttle. I'm actually really surprised that that mid tower is still standing. I thought for sure that Team WE would get frustrated and just try to run it up mid and try to call RNG's bluff in this Baron pit, but both teams, they're just so focused around fighting each other.
I just can't believe the fact that WE, you put them down so many times, but they keep getting back up. Here comes the wall again, splitting up WE. RNG needs to do something though.
957's out at front, so they can't look to go in on condi.
957 rushing it forwards.
You get a chance to redeem yourself, Mlxg. That last insect didn't work out for you.
Yeah, find a different target.
But here we go. RNG are going to call their bluff.
Condi coming around the side, being the scouter.
XiaoHu's
team
super far forward.
Midway being cleared out. XiaoHu was trying to just corral this one in. Xiye was one step ahead of the game. And you know, this has definitely been a tempered dance, and in the LPL we often said that our Baron dance is the Harlem Shake. And here today, both these two teams, it's more of a waltz. They're moving back and forth. It's graceful. Trying to find those fights, trying to find the right way to start them.
These are hard choices to make. WE, when they have control there, when they had it as is. XiaoHu was able to wrestle control simply because he was pushing mid. And so RNG made it a tough decision for WE to make, to back away from that Baron completely.
And it helps that Team WE's composition empowers them to continuously challenge and check vision with the likes of the AShe and the Rengar.
Yeah, for sure. Dropping those drones over the key areas. 45 minutes on this one. RNG, I mean, everybody in this arena and at home knows how important this one fight could be around this Baron and how carefully they have to play it. Maybe they could have been more aggressive. Maybe they could have gone for the 50-50. But you do not want to give it up to fate when this much is on the line.
I mean, the players can't directly look across at each other, but the trophy is sitting right in the middle of all of them. And despite the fact that there's a wall and the computer in front of them, they know that that title is just on the other side.
They just need to get up and reach for it. But there is a team standing in the way. So hard. And this has led to this long, prolonged dance. The Elder Dragon has now even spawned. And RNG clearing out the wards yet again.
Yeah, now that they've just been able to stake this one out, they're just waiting on one blue trinket. In fact, they're not even waiting for it any longer.
The drone. Being spotted, RNG have to back away. 957. Hook onto LetME. The wall by XiaoHu. Ben gets caught out. He goes down. Uzi. Can anyone get on top of this man? So far, he's being protected. 957 makes it over the wall, but not out of the fight. He goes down into the Guardian Angel. Ming still alive. Uzi ready to go. Takes him out. Turns around. And a quick trigger for the kill. 2 more over to RNG. This may open up the Baron.
And it looks like it's actually going to be a trade here. Team WE collapsing on Elder as RNG look towards that Baron buff.
Yeah, that would be nice for WE to be able to get anything off of that. But my goodness, RNG, once they get this Baron, it's going to be so hard for WE to come back after this one.
The thing is that RNG are so reliant on the Baron to siege into the amount of wave clear that these compositions are riddled with. And even with the Baron, I still feel that RNG have to be brave. They don't just automatically get to take the structures.
100%. Not so long ago, they had the opportunity to look towards diving that top lane inhib tower. They chose not to and found themselves in a constant dance towards Baron with WE. They need to be able to push onto it. They knew at the time that they had GA advantage. Technically, they have it now with 2-1 in their favor. So they can and should feel a little bit more confident in looking to dive a little farther down with that Baron buff on them. So they need to learn a bit more on the mistakes they've made in the past.
Gearing up for this fight. It's crit after crit from Uzi. He is all but full build. Has a Sterix gauge now. Knows how important it is for him not to get removed at the start of these fights. The opposite side, Mystic just gone raw damage. He's 1 of 4, but that does not tell the tale of how much damage he's done this game and will do in this next team fight.
And a lot of the credit for Uzi's survival doesn't necessarily go on Ming, but I think XiaoHu. That last team fight, the Taliyah wall locked out Xiye from trying to find a line into Uzi's side.
Uzi stepping up, looking for the depth. Charge lands right on top of him, but he's got the shields there as well. There's the Steris Gauge coming into effect. Condi comes in as well. Everyone and the kitchen sink thrown at Uzi, and he goes down. We need damage control, says RNG. We need to get out, but they lost their big carry.
An immediate caster curse right there. I just compliment XiaoHu's ability to keep Uzi safe, and then he locks Baby in the corner, and Baby gets annihilated.
Yeah, WE had that one focus. They wanted to be able to just jump on top of
XiaoHu catches Condi recalling. It's a hit and run. It's just going to be that Guardian Angel, but that is so big at this stage in the game that he managed to get that.
Exactly. He needs it to dive in on that Twitch, because if he trades his life for Uzi, 100% worth.
Yeah, and all that does is stop the pressure RNG had earlier, but now they can reassert that pressure, and because XiaoHu was able to get that GA off of Condi, really that's easy dives if they can push forward and hopefully not fall trapped to what WE had installed for them last time. And that was just because Uzi was way too far forward last time around. Even though he flashed back in that entire point, it was really difficult to save him at that point forward where he was just walking right beside LetME. It was taking the brunt of the CC and the damage.
Yeah, his stealth was timing out, but even so, that was an unfortunate wall coming in from XiaoHu on this time.
I feel like even our observers are a little bit afraid to go into replays just because the teams are fighting so consistently back to back. They don't want to miss anything that's happening on the map.
I mean, it's true. Pretty much through this entire series, it's not even just been a 5-minute thing. It's been for the last 3 hours. These teams at any moment could pull the trigger, go for these fights.
But it looks like it's going to be another setup bottom.
Same one.
All eyes need to be on LetME again. He's got the GA. He can afford to be super far forward. He also has the big go button in that cast.
Yeah, he even has Knight's Vow for Uzi if he takes a little bit more damage.
957 knocked into the team. Again, depth charge on Uzi, but this time he has a Guardian Angel. Need to kill him twice. The focus is not on the inhib. Down comes a redemption, keeping RNG healthy. Line of plants coming up. Mystic poking away with the volleys. LetME stepping up. Bit of damage. Chip, chip, chip.
Here comes Condi.
957 knocked into the team. Big damage coming in. Condi jumps onto the back lines, but XiaoHu's already out and alive. Ming coming in. LetME will be falling, but so will his support. LetME still alive miraculously. Jumps it onto Ben. Finds that kill. It's both supports traded. Guardian Angel down for the top laner. Try and defend him. Mlxg does not want to lose his GA. Uzi on his way out has stealthed up. Mystic leading the charge. Will be blocked out by the Unraveled Earth. In from XiaoHu. It's a 1-for-1, but WE are looking for more.
Yeah, they're just going to be pushing it forward, but RNG come out, they push it completely through, and they're able to get the inhib. That's a big success, but that's a TP going topside.
Hold on, though. They're about to turn it around.
Q goes wide. LetME coming in.
Hello?
We're actually looking at Xiye, who's barreling it down into the top lane. Who lands onto 957. XiaoHu turning it around as well. We've got the split push coming in from Xiye. It's stopping the recalls from RNG.
They just needed to chase them there, but it looks like it's going to be, again, another hit and run for Xiye.
God. And with how much AP Xiye has, because he ain't going towards that supportive build, he's doing so much damage to these structures.
No way. Xiye takes an inhibitor tower and the inhib. The team was just so coordinated to stop those recalls.
Coordination in their communication. Team WE said in all of their interviews coming into this, communication is no longer a problem with us. Yes, we have a Korean bot lane and a Chinese top side of the map, but there is nothing stopping us from talking to each other.
52 minutes in game 3. Match point. Baron up in 90 seconds. Honestly, my heart has been in my mouth for the last 20 minutes because at any point in time, a single team fight could have ended it. But we are still going.
Yeah, that's what makes it so hard if you go up against WE, because even though you have massive early game advantages, game 2, game 3, just not being open up. WE, time and time again, they are able to find ways to get back into the game, and so RNG, frustrated, reasonable frustration, because how are they going to be able to open up WE?
We said this was a sprinter versus a marathon runner, that if Team WE could draw out games, you know, these 55, 60 minutes, that they would just inherently win them. RNG have the chance to prove us wrong, but if they don't, that's their entire split done.
For the Sprinter, it's about those second wins. For sure, RNG has found it in this game, but how long is it going to last? This next Baron will tell and answer that question for us. SWE has to deal with these side waves, of course, but so does RNG. They just lost their own inhib. It's now more equal footing. Of course, the bottom inhib is more valuable in a Baron dance.
Yeah, thankfully, as you mentioned, for RNG, that they can just play towards that top side and have the Twitch push out top lane, so it's not too awkward now that the inhib has been down for them. But this Baron is going to be a focus of necessity for RNG.
Now it's about the vision denial game. They could always just try to turn and burn the Baron using the Taliyah wall to lock out Team WE. But I feel like both teams still incredibly bloodthirsty.
Definitely won that fight. They listened to the crowd. Said it at the start of the series, they want them to fight. Mlxg caught out in the pit. He needs someone to help him. Arrow dodged out. Oh, flies past the ear of XiaoHu. Whistles past him. 957 taking a bit of damage. Condi off to the side, trying to find Uzi. Jumps on top of him.
Oh no.
They have found him. Gets the knock up as well from the Dragon Force. Everyone goes flying from RNG. Condi still alive, but Uzi is still not dead. Down is the Guardian Angel. They may have to lose Mlxg here as 957 is pushing forwards. Ming as well will be falling. Dredge Lion lands 2 kills. LetME backing away. The
got him.
The hitbox is too big, but a massive flick coming in from XiaoHu takes away Xiye from the fields of justice.
But look at the base!
Someone needs to do something. No way. Ben comes back to base, tries to defend, but LetME, he's low on health, low on everything. But he's pushing with everything he has left. 957 trying to make it back to base, but XiaoHu and Uzi stopping this from happening. No. Here comes Mystic turning around. Down goes Uzi, and there's nothing that his mid laner could do about it.
They were trying to support the play, but they lose out in quite a bit. At the very least for RNG, that is an open nexus.
Quite a bit. They lose out so much on that. Open Nexus, yes, but it's no GA on the Twitch now. Uzi is so vulnerable, and Condi, time and time again, is finding him.
And that's a 60-second death time.
Oh, God.
No, caught out, goes into the Zonis, but there's no escape. Condi finds the kill. 4 kills down on RNG.
At 55 minutes in this game, RNG's split is crumbling before them. That is 3 mistakes back to back to back. That is now just rotted out everything they built up this game.
The WE are making the right calls here. They could taste the victory. They could taste the 3-0. Able to get the Baron here. Newfound life in WE. And these 40-second death timer on XiaoHu, they just cannot afford these deaths.
And again, WE, they are an endurance team. They are a grind. They are patient, and they will wait you out. They are frustrating to play against, and it feels like RNG are just getting tired.
The sprinters are not good in the marathon setting, but this is what WE are built for. Expose Nexus, with or without it. They have the Baron. Elder Dragon up in 10. XiaoHu's down for the count. RNG, can they even contest this?
You gotta wonder. That TP is off from LetME, so he can't utilize that ward. Looking towards that Nexus, but now WE, they're getting this Elder Dragon.
It's gonna go down. An Elder and a Baron, 57 minutes. Everything to WE, crowd behind them.
There is a play here. Uzi is on Twitch. It's an inhib and an open Nexus. If RNG don't feel confident in the 5v5, Uzi could look for the back door.
As right as you are, it's so hard for them to make these plays every time they try. WE have pushed forward and gotten more structured.
Gamble.
Exactly. So maybe they're going to look for a flank play with the Twitch. He doesn't have the GA. He still has Sterix. In fact, he sold his GA for a Phantom Dancer. And
the longer it takes RNG to make these wealth of decisions and options, the more that they're losing ground on their base.
Uzi gets his red buff. WE are pushing in. They smell blood in the water. They want to try and confirm this clean sweep. But RNG are not making it easy for them. They're fighting with everything they have.
Yeah. WE are not pushing in completely because they just don't have vision of Uzi.
And who knows where the Twitch could be, because he could spell the end of this team. 957 is dragged in, but that's not the prize. It's not the fish that RNG are looking for. They're looking for a bigger prize. Mystic or Xiye. WE push into the base. They're onto the tower. RNG give it up. Now it's the inhib. Where is the line going to get drawn from RNG?
All eyes on Mlxg and LetME. It's going to be the cask or the kick.
Where is the position from Uzi? Because right now, he's got to clear out these minions. He cannot look for that flank. Permanently revealed. Wall comes in. Stalling out WE. Did not do anything other than that.
Can't make such a quick rotation, although the creep wave bottom is still massive.
Uzi wants to step up, try and clear it as fast as possible. He instantly clears it.
Yeah, they just bought themselves enough time to do that because their wave clear, as good as it is with the Runons, it means that they have to walk up towards it, and that's just too much of a risk.
WE approaching this tower.
I mean, time is closing. RNG split before their eyes. A massive creep wave coming in top, one that will be coming into the mid lane. They don't have Weaver's Wall. It's now or never. Do or die.
Have to push though. They're running out of Baron. They'll turn it onto Ming. He's taking so much damage. Here comes the arrow onto LetME. Uzi turning it around. How much damage can he do? He lets rip, but is it enough damage? Mlxg's onto Mystic, but he turns it around. Down goes the jungler. The top lane is exchanged, but he has the Guardian Angel. LetME keeping on the front lines. It's down to Uzi. All eyes on Uzi. What can he do? Everyone throwing their lives in front of him to try and help him out. But he is turning it around. Condi gonna go down into that Guardian Angel. 957 still remaining strong. Turning around onto Ming. WE look for the kill. They get him. 2 kills to 1. Uzi still alive. XiaoHu still alive. Nexus is exposed as all of these inhibitors are down.
They're getting overwhelmed by minions. This is just too hard, even though he was able to free fire. Inhib after inhib, they are doubling down.
The push is not going to stop. Double TPs. WE, they may not be the world elite anymore, but they are the elite of this region. They are pushing into this base. Down goes the first Nexus turret. They jump onto Uzi. Condi comes in. Down goes Uzi. Xiye finds him. Second Nexus turret falls. WE have the Nexus in their sights. They have the mid-season invitational in their sights. WE jump onto the Nexus. XiaoHu, nothing he can do. And WE are your LPL Spring Split champions.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, well deserved as WE lift the trophy and will be your LPL representatives for the mid-season invitational. The first time they've made it to the finals domestically in the LPL, and they take it home against RNG of all teams, 3-0, a clean sweep.
Their dynasty starts now.
Let's give a round of applause to our champion, WE. Let's have all players stand beside me. Wow, amazing. Amazing performances by Mistake and everyone. It's three really, really fun and interesting matches. And EE came out on top. Condi, I have a question for you. How are you feeling right now? I'm feeling super excited. Is there anything you want to say to your fans and to your brothers that stand beside you? I'm extremely grateful for my teammates. I thank them. Let's give them some cheers. Well, 957, you also play really well. Do you have anything to say to your fans and to your teammates? Be able to win this champion. I think everyone plays an important role in the team. And thank everyone who's supporting us in the stadium and online. I believe every W player have a lot to say. We'll have a press conference later after this show to give you more time to talk about your feelings. Now, it's our final ceremony. Let's welcome from Tencent, head of League of Legends, Sage, and head of esports, Bobby.
通过了今天的一场对决，我相信呢，此时此刻所有在现场以及正在屏幕前收看的英雄联盟的所有的粉丝，英雄联盟的所有的粉丝，
I believe
此时此刻也是非常的
everyone who's here, who's watching online, is also excited as I am.
的荣耀也是对今天这总冠军的一个肯定。
And I think this final trophy and the big check comes with it. It's also a great honor to all the team and all the players. The champion of Sprint Split will be winning a 1.5 million RMB, a huge check. And also, we'll have a very special custom-made Sacred Gold Edition card to all the players. This special edition champion card is made by Gold. We hope every player can enjoy this moment and hold on to their prize. Hey Sage, is there anything you want to say to the team? Well, it's really great matches today. Thank all the pro player and all the fans who comes here. And congratulations to WE to win their first LPL championship. Thank everyone for supporting WE. And I think WE is enjoying their moment on the stage. In addition, we have a final MVP to a player that's on WE. For now, we'll have Bobby to say some great into the other players. WE is one of the oldest organizations that's in LPL. I think 3 years ago that everyone knows. I just want to restate this. Congratulations to WE, who have been waiting 3 years to repeat this line again. Their performance of today has proven to everyone that they're worth the champion and proved that their capabilities. And now we're still waiting for who is the final MVP. I think everyone who's here in the venue have their MVP in their mind. I think actually MVP actually belongs to every single member of the team. It's a team honor. While we are still waiting for the MVP, we also have a trophy for MVP. Now we have our MVP. The MVP is Condi. And we'll have our MVP trophy for Condi. Now, LPL has come to the final ending, and we have another special event. Now let's welcome from Riot Games, head of China Esports, Johnson. Have MSI T-shirt for Team WE. Now they're the final team who's going to participate in MSI 2017. And now, we'll have this special MSI T-shirt for the Team WE. Congratulate them to qualify for MSI 2017 in Brazil. Now that Team W is about to qualify to represent LPL to go to MSI. Congratulations to WE to win the sprint split final. And now, you're about to go on another journey to represent LPL, to represent China region, to participate in MSI. I hope you can make LPL proud. Now, LPL 2017 champion final has come to an end, and let's all look out for their performances on MSI. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for the translation, Wenson. And a truly emotional interview across the board coming in for WE. And a well-deserved MVP as well. Condi, we said it at the start of the day, is what brings the team together. And in the end, it proved true on the Rift. Absolutely incredible.
And Rendong said it best, that it's a team-wide honor. Each and every one of them really deserve MVP for their own play, their own focus that they've had, each and every one. 957 showed up. And then you see, of course, Xiye did an incredible job as well with the rest of the team. So sure was given to Condi, and Condi had an incredible split, an incredible performance. But all of WE, they're going to be going to MSI with a title on them.
Exactly that, Raz. Like my head said RNG for the win today, but my heart said WE. And I could not think of a better representative, because we said it backstage as well. You can get in on this for us, because if WE went to international, they could be huge powerhouses. In the way that they play, they can take down some of the best at MSI. I just didn't know if they could do it today, but they proved both of us wrong, taking this 3-0 over over RNG.
Quintessentially, they're the completely different team. You know, they don't play like any other LPL team. They're not that fast, they're not that hard aggressive. They're that endurance grind. We say it time and time again. They're very patient, they're very clever, and they're not the team that was built off the back of, you know, the ex-Samsung players or the ex-SKT members.
And here's the thing, you're right about that. We saw their patience when they were far behind, that they were able to push it back. But also we saw the aggression they had in Game 1 into Game 3 when they knew they had the ability to push forward. So their early game's looking nice too.
Team WE rebuilt their legacy today, but this is really only the first step. The next one is at MSI. They have the chance to be more than IPL 5 champions.
There's more for them, more for the region as a representative, and they have earned that spot over the last 11 weeks. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That's going to close it here for today here in Nanjing, China. It was an honor casting in the stadium with all these fans and everyone at home watching. So once again, I just want to thank everyone who came out here to watch here today. It was honestly a pleasure. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the other side in the summer split.